All right, you guys, I am back. I was put on timeout by YouTube because apparently I posted a video that did not fit the guideline standard, and they had to put me on timeout, which I did not like being on timeout because I missed you guys. Did you guys miss me? Did you? Just a little? Just a little? Well, I miss all of you, and I'm glad that I am back to talk about the bill has passed to release the Epstein file 427 versus 1. So 427 yay, and one of the Democrats say nay. And now the files must be released, and all we need is Trump's signature so the bill can pass. But Trump had to say this because now the Senate has passed this bill. So take a listen to what Trump had to say.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second?
Okay.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes.
This guy's been talked about for years.
Yes, for years. And we all want transparency. So now the bill has passed and all we need is your signature. So let's go and welcome back to my channel. That's it. All right, you guys. So the bill is to release the Epstein files, and they voted, okay, 427 to 1. So meaning that 427 yay and one Democrat saying nay. So it's done. So you got the House voted 427 yay, one said nay, one is the Democrat said no, and the Senate approved. So it's all it's a deal, done deal. And now it's heading to Trump for his signature. The question is, you guys, the question is, will Donald Trump sign it or will he delay it and make more excuses that he has to do this, he has to do that, whatever the case is? We're tired of it, okay? He was giving pushback, release the files, don't release the files, there's nothing there. We're still talking about Epstein. He's been dead. Yes, we're still talking about him because you've been pushing transparency and accountability during your campaign. You've been pushing that you're going to release the Epstein files, release the JFK files, release the MLK files, and nothing has been done yet, okay? So you've been advertising that during your campaign. Kash Patel's been talking about it, that once he's the director of the FBI, that he's going to release the files. You have Pam Bondi saying the file is on my desk. The file is on my desk, ready to review. It's on my desk, ready to review, when all of that was a lie. And we don't know if the file was on her desk or wasn't on her desk. We don't know. We don't know what she does, okay? Just a puppet for Donald Trump, in my opinion. Okay, now you've been campaigning about it, you've been talking about it, and now you're in office because the majority of us voted for you, and we believed in you, we trusted in you for transparency, and you're not giving us that because your buddy that you had a falling out with, Elon Musk, tweeted saying that your name is on the files. And then when he mentioned that, that's when you gave pushback and crickets and nothing. I don't understand this. If you have nothing to hide and you had no involvement of Epstein's pedophile island and his pedophile world, what do you have to worry about? Who are you protecting if it's not you? Obviously, it's someone else that you know that was involved in a pedophile island. Okay? And like I keep saying, I don't believe that President Trump was involved and dealing with underage girls, having sex with underage girls. Is it possible that he was aware of this? Yes. Is it possible that he knew about Epstein's activities and the stuff that he's been doing? It's possible. It's possible. But it doesn't mean because he was friends with Epstein for 15 years, okay, that he is guilty of something. You can be friends with someone guilty of association. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. And if Trump had any part of this, again, the Democrats would have released it a long time ago. They wouldn't have waited for 4 years when Biden was president, especially when Trump was trying to re-elect again as our president now. They would have done it a long time ago. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, the Democrats were just protecting their own ass because they know who's on those files on their party, and they didn't want to release it. So what they did was a diversion. What they did was saying it's Trump, because his name is mentioned on the email so many times. So it's possible that Trump was involved in this. It's possible that Trump was in on it. When I can honestly say, and this is just my opinion, I don't believe that Trump was involved in this. Do I believe that he knew about it? Yes. And he said nothing. He just kicked Epstein out, and he cut ties with Epstein, and no longer was a friendship there anymore. Even though they were friends for 15 years, he cut ties. Maybe Trump knew about his activities, and maybe Trump didn't want to get involved because it was too hot. It was just too hot. Too many people were involved in this. Too many hands in the cookie jar, and President Trump didn't want no part of it. And maybe that was Epstein was saying that he could take Trump down. It could be a lot of things that maybe Trump knew about this, and he said and did nothing. You know what I mean? Because Trump, he's a father himself. He's a grandfather too. So maybe Epstein had a bunch of things on Trump, meaning that he probably knew about this. And you got to keep in mind too, Epstein was a spy. He worked for the Israeli government, okay, the Mossad and stuff like that. Like, I don't understand why people don't think that, Epstein had like files on everyone for blackmail, for his own gain and his own purposes. I just don't understand how people don't understand that, okay? And again, there's no proof of Trump went to that pedophile island. Among there's other people that were there, like Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, that French agency guy, Jean something, that committed suicide, which that's a different story. I believe that someone killed him to shut him up because he knew too much too. And his name is mentioned on Virginia Jeffrey's memoir book as well. So my thing is, the Democrats Party, they know who was involved in this. They hate Trump so much with a passion, okay, that they just want to stick it to him to hurt him, because they had to reopen the government because they knew that Trump was not budging, okay? So what they did, they're playing this tiff and taff, this cat and mouse, release those 3 emails. Oh, Trump's name is on it, so that means that he's involved. It's more to it than that. Okay, if he was involved, they would have released it a long time ago. Which I'm going to show you a video of this guy from TikTok saying that 3 judges sealed the Epstein files, according to the Democrats, because the Democrats ordered those 3 judges to seal the Epstein files. So that leads to me to believe the Democrats know the involvement of the people that were in Epstein's world, that were having sex with underage girls. They know. Same thing with the Republicans too. Both parties know the involvement in the people that's involvement in these files, and they choose not to release it because they're protecting people, okay? It's not only this Trump, it's every party. Now, this video clipping that I'm going to show you of Pam Bondi saying that there's still more investigation that needs to be done because they're releasing more files. And I have to say, they're not going to release all of it. I believe some of them were destroyed. They're going to release something, but it's not going to be everything, okay? I just have to be realistic. I just have to, just be smart about it, because this is our government. Our government is not capable of telling the truth and being honest and being transparent at all. It's all about lies and cover-ups and just to protect their own skin, okay? They don't care about the people, because if they did, they would have released those files 4 years ago or a decade ago. They don't care about the people. So I don't know what investigation that Pam Bondi is doing. These survivors, they're adults now. They're no longer underage, so they shouldn't redact the names anymore. The names should be released. Everything should be released. Everything should be unredacted, period. Okay, so I don't know what she's investigating. Okay, when they raided Epstein's home in Manhattan, there's photographs, there's tapes, there's auto recording. According to Virginia Jeffrey in her memoir, she said that Jeffrey Epstein had a secret room full of tapes, cameras hidden, that he recorded every room, every bathroom, everything that you can think of in that mansion, among other things. Everything was recorded, okay? Photographs of underage girls with other people that had sex with them, with the underage girls. And you're trying to tell me you're still investigating? Investigating what? You already know who the perpetrators are. You already know. So what's to investigate? What's to investigate? Again, I just feel like they're blowing smoke out of their ass. I feel like they're just trying to stall. And again, I just don't believe that they're going to release everything. But take a listen to what Pam Bondi had to say.
On the Epstein files, does the new investigation by the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney prevent the department from releasing all of the remaining files?
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency.
The DOJ statement earlier this year saying that the files would not release mentioned the fact that the review of the documents and the evidence did not suggest that any additional investigation of third parties was warranted. What changed since then that you launched this investigation?
Information that has come for information.
Pause. Follow the law. They should have followed the law a long time ago. What information do you have? What information do you have? Now you have information that you just want to investigate before you release more? Get serious. I don't believe it. It's full of crap.
There's new information, additional information, and again, we will continue to follow the law, to investigate any leads. If there are any victims, we encourage all victims to come forward, and we will continue to provide maximum
transparency. Girl, bye. Get out of my face with that. Get out of my face. Transparency, follow the law, investigate. Investigate what? What does she have to investigate? Again, smoking out of her ass. Okay? Just like she said, the file is on my desk. The file is on my desk, ready to review. What? She's very vague. Okay, very vague. She just talking word salad to me. Word salad. She just full of you know what. Again, just have President Trump, okay, because he listens to you, because you do basically nothing, in my opinion. Have President Trump sign the bill, okay? That's what we need. We don't need anything else, okay? An investigation, this, that. You're stalling. You're stalling and making excuses, and we're tired of their excuse. The next video that I want to share with you guys of a reporter asking President Trump, you could have easily released the files. Why did it need to go to the Senate? Why did a bill have to pass when you could have easily had the power to release the files? And President didn't like that question that the reporter was asking him. He gave pushback. He was very nasty to the reporter. And I feel like when I was looking at the video, I didn't think that the reporter was being nasty or rude. She was doing her job, and she was just asking a question. And I feel like President Trump was deflecting. He didn't like that question that was given to him, and he just kind of got nasty and condescending to the reporter. So take a listen to what President Trump had to say.
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
Well, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude.
What attitude?
You're a terrible reporter.
Oh my God.
It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych it. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter.
For asking the question?
As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert.
Right.
But I guess I turned out to be right. But
Yes.
You know who does have? Bill Clinton.
Yes.
Larry Summers, who ran
Yes.
Harvard, was with him every single
Pedophile
night, every
island.
single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did.
That's true.
Andrew Weissman here. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me. But he gave money to Democrats.
That is correct.
And
He did.
people are wise to your hoax, and ABC's, your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something. I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong.
Again, reflecting, he may not like ABC, the reporter. I get that, but she was just asking a question, and you getting upset and a little hostile because she just asked you a simple question. I'm not a reporter. I think a lot of people are aware that other people were involved in the Epstein scandal, meaning that they've been to, a lot of men, been to the pedophile islands as well. But the question she was asking President Trump, you had the power, you have the power to release the files. Why wait for a week for the Senate to do it? That's all she was asking. You know what I mean? I don't think she was nasty. I don't think she was disrespectful. She was just asking a simple question, and she had a job to do. And I just feel like President Trump was just giving her pushback and very nasty and condescending, which it didn't need to be that way. It really didn't. Now, the video that I was the video that I've mentioned to you guys about the White House tried. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but according to this video that I'm going to share with you that I found on TikTok, it says the White House had tried to release the Epstein files, and they were sealed by 3 judges, ironically, all appointed by the Democrats, which I'm not surprised. And this man is going to release, mention the 3 names that sealed the Epstein files, according to, pointing to the Democrats. Now, like I said, if it was all Trump and Trump involvement and Democrats wanted to take Trump down, they could have easily released it before he became office. Again, why? And this video that I'm going to share with you, it explains why the Democrats didn't release the files 4 years ago when Biden was president. Because they know, the Democrats know who's on the files. They know. And that's why they did not release it. And now all of a sudden, now you want to release the files, but you only release the bare minimum. You only release 3 emails, 4 emails. They know what they're doing. They only release the names, only Trump. You get that, right? Only Trump. Every name that's met, every name that they see that's Trump's on those emails, they only release those. They're not releasing anything else. I wonder why. Because they probably know that maybe their names are on it, or the people that they know that their names are on it, but it's only Trump and Epstein going back and forth, or Ghislaine, or Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff, or his brother Mark Epstein, and then among other people. But it's only Trump. You trying to tell me only Trump's names are on those files? There's no other names? Get serious. Get out of my face. Get out of my face with that. We're not buying it, Democrats or Republicans. We're not buying it. You are just so hateful and revengeful of Trump, and you just put it all on him when you were involved in it too, of this. 4 years, you had every opportunity to release the files under Biden administrator, but you did not. And now all of a sudden you're trying to be hero, you're trying to save the day. No, you're trying to stick it to Trump because he reopened the government and you lost, like you always have, and now you're just trying to win some empty against him. You know what I mean? It's like cat and mouse, tiff and tap. It's just ridiculous. But take a listen to what this gentleman had to say.
The White House has tried to release the Epstein files, and they were sealed by 3 separate judges. Ironically, all appointed by Democrats on 3 separate occasions. Check out who blocked this each time. This is actually amazing, folks. July 23rd, 2025, release blocked by Robin L. Rosenberg, the Southern District of Florida, appointed by Barack Obama in 2014. That's weird. Denied unsealing the grand jury transcripts from Epstein's 2005 to 2007 Florida federal investigation, ruling that the request fell outside judicial proceedings and violated state secrecy guidelines, and declined to transfer the case back up to New York. August 11th, just a month later, 2025, blocked again by Paul A. Engelmeyer, Southern District of New York, rejecting unsealing of grand jury materials from Ghislaine Maxwell's case, stating that they, contained no new information.
Wow.
And, they said it was a risk of unraveling secrecy without sufficient justification. That's pretty weird, because another judge just released all the grand jury information to Comey's team, which you would think, since Comey is, alive and stuff, unlike Epstein, would be even more unprecedented. But whatevs. Anyway, the third time, on August 20th, 2025, Richard M. Berman, Southern District of New York, denied unsealing of grand jury transcripts and exhibits from the Epstein 2019 indictment, calling the DOJ's motion a diversion from its own and unreleasing files, emphasized threats to victim safety and privacy, even though...
Pause. Victim safety and privacy. All the names were redacted. So those underage girls that were redacted, what's that judge talking about? Again, foolishness and dumb. They think that we're stupid.
All those names just would have been redacted.
Exactly.
But yet, here we are, and the people who tried to get on this early, like Massey, were made out to be demons.
Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Well, that's the question every American is asking. Not every American, but
Yeah, every American is asking that question. And my thing is, they had the power to release it and they chose not to because, again, they're covering their own skins. That's why I can't stand certain judges. They're all about political gain. It's all about money. I wouldn't be surprised if they were bought off or paid to have those Epstein files be sealed. Okay? A lot of corruption, you guys, which we all are aware of. We're not stupid. We're not dumb. This is not like back in the Stone Age, okay? This is 2025, and we're not dumb, okay? I wouldn't put it past these three judges were paid off. Paid off by the Democrats Party, saying that we give you this X amount of money, just make it go away, meaning that seal the files and not have it released. And sure enough, they did. Okay? Because they're only protecting their own ass and they don't give a damn about the survivors or the victims. They could have easily redacted it. They have redacted it. The name, you know what I mean? So I don't understand the safety, the protocol when it's all BS. It's just a bunch of BS and smoke out of their ass, okay? Again, at the end of the day, the judges, I don't trust judges. Some of them are corrupt. I don't trust our government. I don't trust none of these people because at the end of the day, it's about money, power, and just being on top and making things go away and making things that it's not really there. You know what I mean? And what about the victims? What about the survivors? What about other many, many young children out there are being sex trafficking by other perverts out there and they're doing nothing about it? They just want to steal it and cover it up and make sure that it's not their problem when that's their problem. That's what they were appointed for, to do their job, to protect the law, if that makes sense, or to abide by the law. That's their career. You know, put criminals, put bad guys away and make sure that our justice system is better for survivors, for victims. And again, it's all about money in their pockets, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And it's just sad that people just think about money when money rules all evil, and they're not thinking about the protection and the safety of these victims and survivors. It's just crazy. At the end of the day, Trump just should just sign it, and that's it, and let their files be released, and let us, the American people, make our own determination. Okay? Let us figure out. We're pretty smart. We're pretty smart, and we have common sense here. So just sign the bill and let the files be released. Again, I'm very skeptical that we're going to get all the files because I wouldn't put it past these criminals. I'm going to call them criminals because they are, to erase or shred or to get rid of some of the files, and it is going to give us what we want, or what we think that we want, and for us to shut up and move on. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there. We may not get the whole files. We may not get the whole truth, but I hope and pray that it's enough for these survivors that they can come to peace with all this and move on, because this is just a long time coming and it's about time. It shouldn't be, you know, the House of Speaker, Mike Johnson, and President Trump and among other people, we shouldn't be waiting for this long. This should have been done a long time ago, since he got set foot in office. This should have been released and been done, and people should have been accountable for what they have done. And nothing has been done. So all these perverts that were associated with Epstein are just walking around, living their best life, with only one woman, one person, Ghislaine Maxwell, serving 20 years in a maximum prison for recruiting young girls to sex traffic her lover. It's just disgusting. So please, President Trump, do the right thing by the survivors, do the right thing from other victims that's out there, and just sign the bill so we all can have transparency, and the people that were involved they can get accountability and hopefully be prosecuted. And that's all I'm going to say about that topic. Moving on. Now, I have to say, I really don't understand how people just don't follow the rules, obey the law enforcement, complying with the law enforcement, why giving law enforcement pushback. If you're getting pulled over and the police officer is asking you license and registration, why not give them your license and registration? Why are you giving them pushback? Why are you giving them attitude? At the end of the day, you're not going to win the argument. You're not winning the argument. So why not comply? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Here's my license and registration. That's simple. But no, you have to give them attitude. You have to give them this and that. Police officers have the hardest job, okay, among the fire department, but the hardest job, okay? They risk their life every single day, okay? And I just feel like give them a little courtesy and give them a little grace. Now, I'm not saying all of them are good. You have a majority of them are really good cops, are really there for their community and really gives back and help their people and help to make our world, our community a better place. And then you have some bad apples. You have some corrupt cops. You have racist cops. You have cops that profile. You have cops that do the nastiest, shadiest thing in the sun. Okay? But again, there are some good cops out there that do the right thing, that follow protocol, that follow the handbook, the rule book, whatever, and do the right thing. But they have a job to do. Their job is stressful and hard. Now, at the end of the day, they just want to come home to their loved ones in peace and alive. Okay? You think they like filling out paperwork? You think they like, doing all this stuff? They have to meet their quota. They have to do this. They have their bosses on their back and stuff like that. You think that's easy for them? But they have a job to do. And if you get pulled over for speeding or a broken tail light, and they ask you a simple thing, license and registration, just give them their license and registration. Why give them attitude for? Half the time they let you go. As long as you don't have anything crazy or activity in your car. Now, if they smell some type of marijuana in your vehicle, they may ask you to step out of your vehicle. But if you don't have any weapons, you don't have any drugs in your possession, just act cool. Act cool and collected. And just give them the license and registration. Why pushback? Why pushback? Why not giving them their name and stuff? I don't understand this. I seen videos on TikTok and a police officer asking them license and registration and they're giving them pushback. Why? Why did I have my license and registration? I know the law. You don't know the law, okay? If you did, you would give them your license and registration. Because according to Florida state law and any law, you have to give them your license and registration. If you don't, they're going to arrest you. That is the law. That's just common sense. And some people just don't have common sense. They think that, it's a police officer. I'm just going to disrespect them. I'm just not going to follow the rules and not be compliant. Well, if you are not compliant, then they're going to remove you from your vehicle, arrest you, and then that's it. It's that simple. But all of that could have been prevented if you just gave them license and registration. I just don't understand this foolishness. I just don't understand these stupid people who just give law enforcement pushback and then they're going to win this argument. You're going to lose at the end of the day. You're going to lose. So I'm just asking you, just be respectful. Now, you're going to have some bad apples, like I said, some police officer that's going to give you attitude, that's going to be condescending to you. But at the end of the day, put your hand on the steering wheel. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No problem, sir. If they ask you to get out of the vehicle, no problem. You get out. You comply. And if they still give you attitude and pushback, you record everything. You get the badge number. And then if they let you go and they couldn't find anything, then you report them. It's that simple. You have to be smart about it. And some people, they're just so dumb and they get pushback. This and that, this and that. I know the law. You can't touch me. You can't do this. You can't do that. All this craziness, all this extra stuff, being a Karen when you don't need to be a Karen. You don't need to do all this extra. When if you feel like you being violated, you feel like you're not getting your voice is not being heard, and the police officer is being really disrespectful towards you, obviously record it, get their badge number, go to their precinct, and then report them. It's that simple. It's that simple. But no, some of them don't want to do that. Some of them just want to say, no, I'm not giving you anything. No, I'm not giving you a name. Why did you pull me over? Ask the question. Why keep asking the police officer questions? Why? Give them your license and registration. It's that simple. Again, you're arguing with them, going back and forth. And some of these officers, they're very patient. They ask numerous of times, license and registration, license and registration. I remember one officer in the video that I watched, Yes, 5 times. 5 times. That's patience. And you have some don't have patience and get very aggressive and get very nasty. And then next, you know what, everything escalated when things didn't need to be escalated. I just don't understand why people get so hostile, especially the drivers. Why you get so hostile with the police officer? You may not like police, you may not like enforcement. However, you got to respect the rules and the law. That's just how it is. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. You just have to, okay? And is be compliant and follow the rules. It's that simple. And the reason why I'm saying this because this video that I'm going to share with you about this shoplifter. And again, I don't understand shoplifters. I don't understand why people steal. Like, don't you know there's cameras everywhere? I don't get it. They steal, and then when they get caught, they say, I'm willing to pay. You just got caught, bro. You just got caught. Now you're willing to pay. Why you didn't pay before? No, you want to pay because you got caught. I guarantee you, if the police officer did not stop this woman, which is a video that I'm going to share with you, she just would have walked out and left without paying. Because the police officer stopped you, and you're aware of what you did. Now you decide that you want to pay, which you're going to hear what she says that I can pay now. Now you want to pay? I don't understand this. First you got caught and now you want to pay. You shouldn't be stealing in the first. No one should be stealing in the first place. If you have no money, then you have no business going to any Target, any department store and trying to steal items. Get a job. Get a job. Oh, I'm back. Sorry. Get a job. Work at Burger King, McDonald's, Walgreens, Walmart. Get a job. There's no need to steal. For what? When you know you're going to get caught and there's cameras. You may not get caught the first time. You may not caught the second time. But there are footage and surveillance of you stealing. And they're going to wait until the day that you come back. And then they're going to call law enforcement. And they're going to catch you in the act. I just don't understand shoplifters. Why would you go to the same place where you stole? I don't get it. It is mind-boggling to me. If I was a criminal, okay, if I was like a compulsive shoplifter, and if I went to Target and stole something and did not get caught, you think I'm going to go to the same perpetrator? You think I'm going to go to the same crime scene? No, I'm going to go to a different Target, and a different Target, and a different Target. Maybe wear a different outfit, change my hair. I'm just saying, if I was a known criminal and a shoplifter, I would go to a different Target store or different department store. I would not go to the same crime scene knowing that I'm going to get caught, knowing there's cameras around that I'm going to be filmed. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm saying these people are dumb. You're stupid. Why would do it? Don't do that. Get a job. You know what I mean? Get a job. There's no need for you to steal. Everyone is working. Everyone has a job. Everyone's doing the best that they can, what they can afford. You don't see a lot of people stealing. Like, get serious here. I'm going to show you this footage of this woman getting caught shoplifting at a beauty store. Take a look.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay.
Come on, let's go back in.
Go back in the inside?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I can't even make it to my car. I'm not gonna run, sir.
I know you're not.
Okay.
I know you know.
I got enough money to buy all this.
She has enough money to buy all this. Like I said, why would you steal it in the first place if you have enough money? No, dum-dum, you got caught.
I don't know where she's coming. I'm gonna buy it, so could I? No.
The time to buy it was back then. You don't have the loss prevention office or anything? No.
He's the security
Is there
guard.
anywhere we can do this? Okay. Can I bring her back there? Or?
Yeah. I asked him to buy an item.
Well, you can steal them, so no.
Okay.
We're going to press charges, obviously.
Okay.
Ma'am, come sit down here, please.
You take the stuff out for me. Thank you very much.
Ma'am.
I'm taking the stuff out. Oh, okay.
All right.
No problem.
What's that bag? Let me see.
This, I came in here with that. I only use that bag right there.
That's fine. Thank you.
I've been very nice to you. I didn't try to run from you or anything.
What that mean?
I mean, I
What's
feel
that
like you
mean?
can give me a warrant. This is my first time.
That's not up to me. That's up to them.
I know, but what I'm saying is I'll pay for all the stuff that I have anyway.
Again, that's up to them. What's your phone number?
Sir, he said it's up to you. I don't want to be rude, but I know that I lost my job 2 months ago.
And let me stop this right here, okay? You lost your job, so that give you an excuse to go to a beauty supply store and start stealing. Okay, a lot of people lost their job, collect unemployment, go to Burger King, go to McDonald's, go to Walmart. There's jobs, okay? That doesn't condone you to go and steal, okay? I'm just sorry. I'm just so sick of those excuses. I lost my job. You have no business going to the department store and stealing. Okay, I condemn that. It's just wrong, and it's no excuse. Okay, next you know, if I kill someone, then because I don't have a job, that's mean I get to go kill someone. No, okay, it's just pathetic, and it's just stupid, and it's just a poor, lame excuse to tell someone. And at the end of the day, the law, that police officer is right. It's up to the department store if they want to press charges, or if they don't. Maybe this is not the first time she's done this. Maybe she's done it numerous of times, and now they're saying, yeah, I want to press charges, and she's banned from that department store.
And I used to come in here all the time and spend like my whole paycheck basically. I know I was wrong, and I have learned my lesson. Trust me, I would never do this again. I would never come back to your store. I would buy every item that I have in my bag, literally.
Well, you're not coming in with no trespass.
No, I'm saying I'm not coming back in. No, I'm saying I'm not coming back in.
We have so many things that we could have offered you if you just gave us a little like heads up.
I can't hear you, sir.
Try to get me out of my just.
Yep.
Excuse me, sir. I can't hear you.
Those are perfect.
So I'm going to stop it right there because it's a long video. At the end of the day, don't shoplift. You know what I mean? If you lost a job, then find another job. Ask a friend or a neighbor to borrow some money and just do what you have to do. You know what I mean? There's no need for you to steal because at the end of the day, you're going to get caught. There's no way to work your way out of it or try to talk the police officer out of it. You stole, you're going to be arrested. Point blank, period. It's against the law. You cannot do that at the end of the day. And like I said, if you get pulled over by a police officer, just be compliant. Just be nice. You know, stop giving them pushback because their job is hard as it is. Okay, it is hard as it is, and they deal with a lot of foolishness. A lot of foolishness. Okay, you think they like writing tickets? You think they like doing reports? You don't want to do that, but you have to comply. They say license and registration. Give them their license and registrations for the love of God. Just give it to them. Okay, whether you like police officers or not. Okay, there are some good ones out there. I promise you they are. Okay, I used to be like you guys. You know, I don't like officers. They're all this, they're all that. No, they're not. Not all of them. There are some good, terrific law enforcement that do the right thing and do their jobs. And like I said, there are some bad apples out there as well. So just be respectful. Just give them what they ask for. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. And just be kind. Because at the end of the day, sometimes they let you go. But when you get them pushback and attitude and all that stuff, they're going to arrest you. And then you have more charges more charges. And then all you could have had was just a ticket. And now you added more charges of yourself because you're resisting arrest. You are not compliant. You're giving pushback. You're giving attitude and all that stuff. And there's no need for it. And that's all I'm going to say about that, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this channel. That said, I'm glad that I'm back because I was on timeout with YouTube and I'm no longer in timeout. That's it. So thank you so much, you guys. And I'll see you guys next time.